Chicken Noodle News Network has claimed again, and there's been claims everywhere now that the homosexuals are, and we already discussed this, they're getting so hurt because they think that we're attacking them. Christians are discriminating against them. But if they knew that, yeah, it there are kind of certain rules and boundaries that have to be followed to in order to what is that word called that I'm thinking to crap um, in order to not refuse service or to uh, you know I've to have a certain rule. There's a rule now for somebody like me to go up to a homosexual and say, well, I'm not going to bake you a cake because you're gay. That's my preference and choice. I choose not to do it because that's against who I am. I'm a Christian. Belief is something, that you people like to throw in a face. And liberals are getting really butthurt about it, and they're becoming little kids. So what I was kind of trying to talk about before I got really deep into another sorry, I'm looking at songs. Before I went off a tangent about Christianity. Yeah, homosexuals are, liberals are getting really out of control. They're beginning to feel that, their opinions are um, more, um, they matter more than anyone else's. And that anything else other than their opinion is wrong. And that's wrong in itself because, think about it. Do you liberals do not understand that this is how liberals fight. Number one, they fight with childness. They fight with illogical. They don't fight with proof, articulate proof that this is what is happening or this is what is the truth. They don't use fact. Emotions. They use emotion more than truth. And number two is that when you speak truth to them, it hurts them. It's like a Count Dracula getting shot in the heart with a silver bullet, basically. It just, it kills them. They hate it. They hate doing that. The heat of the word of God or the truth is going to basically impose into their belief and that what they want and what they need and their illogical thoughts and theories, and it's just wrong. Number four is that when they fight, they use childish methods. Now, childish methods, and this is going to be a big one for you guys, but what they will do is they'll fight, like I said, with illogicalness. They won't fight with logical reason. They won't come up with truth. They won't accept anything other than what they believe in, which is like Black Power or BLM, and we'll get to Black Lives Matter in a sec here. But they will believe that push, shove, assault, kill, or do whatever they choose to do is fact enough for them that they can get away with it. That's what they want. They want to get away with it. That'll let them. Because that's what everyone else says. Let them get away with being a child. Let them be as childish as they choose. Because, hey, spanking a child is not punishment in itself. Well, obviously, these liberals have not been spanked. They have not been smacked. They don't get smacked across their little hiney. because their mommy and daddies believe that they're so important, that their opinion is so willfully more truth than anything else. And when they fight with like, you're an idiot, you're racist, you're a bigot, you're a homophobe, you're this, you're that, you're, blah 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 blah, they will fight with it. They will use that word till the death end, to that day they die, or until the world stops turning. And it's, well, okay, you're childish. They play childish games, and what they do is they claim that, oh, these childish games are so well used, that in today's method, like, oh, people have threatened me with trying to get me shut down on here, and I've told them, go ahead, because you know why you do it, and you know why they do it, because they're childish. The truth is what I spread. Again, like in the Bible, if you speak truth and you seek help, you will receive. Ask and you shall receive. Well, they ask people, sometimes they'll ask people, okay, then what is your belief in truth? And then when their opinion is basically their reputation or their proof of what they have, their thought of proof is destroyed because it's not actually what's true, they get so childish, and they start playing these childish games like, I'm going to call you names. I'm going to basically try to call you everything that I know. I'm going to try to use racism. I'm going to try to use sexism. I'm going to try to use homophobic against you. And when it doesn't work, and it comes down to the point where, okay, you've pretty much literally nailed every single thing that they're doing, you ruin their reputation as a person who can be literally understanding. They're not moral people. They don't morally understand yes and no and yes, or maybe. They don't know anything like that. They're children. So this is why I think today we should start treating liberals like they're children. Spank them, put them in bed, get them on timeout. Get rid of them. Get rid of their toys, their Tinker toys, and put them on timeout. Actually, the reason why today's society has become so fudged up. Teachers, now, for instance, teachers are teaching our children that, sex orientation, gender bender is perfectly natural. That is wrong. And again, like I said before, read the Bible. The Bible says no. So being a gender bender does not impede into your right. If gender bender means that you're just basically trying to fight with what you think is right. Well, okay, but what happens if logically there's proof that gender bender does not work? Oh, no, gender bender don't work. Oh, no, we're going to call you all these horrible names. You're mean, you're racist, you're a mother. Yeah, well, again, being a gender bender, isn't that kind of what you guys are doing? Yes, but that's the same thing. Okay, well, sorry, but hate to burst your bubble, but gender bender is not in existence. It's something that you created. It's called mental illness. It's something that mentally ill people who don't know any better, or who really took a nap, or who had a nap during biology class. Because biology definitely tells you once more that gender benders is not in existence. But you know what they're doing right now? They're actually trying to use what they know, which is illogical, no factual proof that gender bending is actually existence in today. So they don't use proof. They don't use facts. They don't use logical thought process. They go out on spurts and spouts about how you're basically calling homophobes homophobe. You're being a homophobe, homosexual, gay, or No, it's just you're being politically correct. There's no need to be sorry. So, like, Roseanne Barr, for what she said, she shouldn't have been sorry for what she said. She was right. Again, freedom of speech. And this is what they also hate about people. Because another thing that liberals hate is freedom of speech. They hate that so much that if you speak, again, this kind of we're kind of basically taunting on the same subject, but if you speak truth, or if you speak something that you know is true, they're going to go after you. They're going to proceed to try to tarnish your reputation as a person. And it doesn't work because we already know what they do. We already know they're childish. It's basically like scammers, right? So the scammer calls you on the phone and says that he or she is from either Microsoft or the Washington Treasury Department or the FBI or something. Okay, of course, maybe not the FBI, but like we'll use the computer department. So they claim that they know how to your computer. What are they doing? They're not really fixing your computer. They just are showing you something that they know, or that they probably already your computer already has. And this is what liberals do. They show you that, okay, this is what is wrong in today's generation, that you are wrong. But we already look at it and you already know that, okay, well, we're not the virus. You are. Or what you're saying is the virus. Or, incorrect. It's undisputable. It's ambiguous to know what, my side is saying. Or, your side is pretty ambiguous because you're not making sense. You're not giving me point A to point B. You're going, you're jumping. You're hop skipping away from the subject. And a lot of people are like, well, I beg your pardon, but I'm going to try to prove you wrong again. Well, try me. Because obviously, if I know that my computer is sick, or I know what my computer is doing, then I would have got a message. Truly works for that company, or somebody that truly knows proof and has proof that they work on a computer. So these liberals claim that they have proof, that they know what they're doing and what they're saying is true, but their proof is not backed up. And then they get mad, just like the scammers. They get mad and they call you names and they go into a child tantrum, and they rate about it for half an hour about how you're racist, bigot, homophobe, anti-homosexual, you're racist, and you're wrong. And this childish method they really don't change their method. Hold on, guys. Sorry to say it, but their method has never changed. They never change their method. All they do is the same dang thing over and over and over and over and over again. So, like, when you watch CNN, for instance, like Don Lemonhead saying, well, let's stop pretending that racism is not a thing. Actually, it's racism on your side, dum-dum. Duh. Kind of, hey, dumb Lemonhead, you're actually the dum-dum, because racism is only started by the Democrats, who actually were slave owners in the year of the Confederate Army, and they were also the people who wanted racism, not the conservative Republican side. So this is what, this is racism and sexism is only a thing that they create. They create it in their head, that they believe that this is an illness that we, of people against them, are used or have. We're like the plague. And we're evil, but we're not the evil people. We're actually the ones that know a little bit more functional. We know how to function. We know how to properly do things. We can pee, poop, and crap without having somebody wipe their butts. But obviously, they need somebody to wipe their butts because they don't know how to do things, and that's what they have the trouble with is their comprehension of trying to speak before they do or say. Like I see a lot of people on here on YouTube saying, "Oh, this, and this. I support this," and I type back. I go, "Really? Well, obviously you're a snowflake." And this is what they get pissed off about. Is like, well, I don't call people snowflake unless they start calling me back. Children, and go back and take your meds. Yes, I do that. Here's why. This is what pisses them off the most. Is that when you start calling them snowflake, they are instantly, boom, triggered. Oh, you're racist. Triggered. Snowflake. Triggered. They're gonna fight for every inch of their body just not to get triggered, and it will not stop. They just like that. They're triggered. You call them a snowflake, triggered. Oh, I'm triggered. You call them what they are, basically, which is mentally ill zombies, triggered. Because that's what they do. They get instantaneously like that. They're triggered. They don't see that these things that they are doing are undisputably what is wrong with them today, in today's generation. So people like me, who was on here claiming, that, okay, because he went to Catholic school. Well, of course, if you knew that Catholic school was against homosexuality, or Catholicism is against gays and lesbians and LGBTQ++, then that's another thing. Now, here's the other thing that liberals love to do. It's called gender bending. Because they believe that you can be born a male, but you may be born a male, but you could be supposedly born a female, or could have been a female. So I'm going to gender bend. So I'm going to take every gender that I was and get rid of it. Just delete. Okay, so here's my gender. I'm a girl. But here's the thing that they don't know, and that they probably already know it, but they get it wrong every time, and they try to dispute it with the inch of their body without using articulate proof. That gender bending actually could be disproved. Because again, like I said in the last video, if you're a male, you have these Adam apples. Just because you have your privates cut off, your genitals cut off, and you grow some tits, does not mean that you're going to be female, because your DNA, and that's where they kind of look at you like, what the hell? They're going to do that because when you prove that, genderism is kind of, one-sided, male or female, and then they get just again triggered. Oh no, it's wrong. Everything you're saying is wrong. No, we're not wrong. We can actually, again, they get pissed off because, again, we're bringing truth to the subject. We're bringing light to the subject that you cannot gender bend. Sexism. Here's what they say about feminism. Feminism is basically supposedly where every female has a right. Didn't we already have that? I mean, like, it's... Look at the truth. Okay, here's the truth. It is true. Men do make more money, I think, than females. I think that's true. Sorry, it's true. It's honestly true. Men do make a little bit more than I think males. Sorry. I'm sorry, pal. I hate to tell you that. I beg your pardon, but males make the same amount of money. They said. Yeah, well, females should be treated fairly, yes. But here's the thing. Females being a cop YouTube. 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 So, like, okay, a female being a cop. So, did you know that supposedly that being a cop, you can be targeted more for harassment and bullying because you're a female? That's supposedly what they claim. But I mean, but did you know that females are also kind of more, not females, but feminism is more of women trying to be butch. What they call it is a butch dyke. Now, for those who don't know what dyke means, it means a woman trying to be a male, not tomboy. Don't get me misconstrued. Tomboy means she is a girl, but she just does boy things. Not like a dyke where she tries to shave her head or just, go out and shoot guns and then all of a sudden try to at least have a penis. That's what feminism basically consists of. So liberals see that, okay, you try to tell them, hey, you know what? Feminism basically are full of dykes. They're full of people that are LGBTQ plus. And they get upset because, oh, that's not what feminism is. Feminism is about women's rights. Yeah. You might want to look up a little bit about feminism. Feminism basically is women being dykes. Sorry. That liberals love to pick on is homophobe. Because again, we love to, express ourselves because that's a God gift from our First Amendment. Did you know that feminism and homosexuality basically kind of consists of the same thing? Basically, that's queer, being gay, being a dyke. But you know why this is what liberals love. This is another thing that they do, is that they use the LGBTQ plus things kind of, they are out there. They're there. But the new word for being lesbian, gay, or whatever is called feminist. Oh, I'm a feminist. Oh, I love feminism. Oh, excuse me. That kind of thing. That's just basically the word that they use for being gay. But they use it because they don't want to be known as being gay or bi or lesbian or trans or, being a dyke. So they say, oh, I'm feminist. I worry about women's rights. Yeah, well, you're basically gay. You're a feminist. You're a queer. You're gay. Whatever. That's what feminism is. It's not about women's rights. It's about gayness. For you to come at me saying feminism is wrong, well, that's completely actually not true because it is right. It is standing right in front of you. Reading the Bible. Again, read the Bible. The Bible actually does say homosexuality is a sin against God. Sorry, but true. Another thing that they love picking on is the BLM, Black Lives Matter. Oh, God. I can tell you right now, BLM is not what you think it is. They do not support rights. They support the fact that they support killing people. So everybody that, you see the fist, like, oh yeah, Black Lives Matter. Those are the kind of people that you see that are actually the idiots that stand for BLM. You know what Black Lives stand for? Big liberal morons. Big liberal morons. Being liberal moron. Being a liberal moron basically means they believe that black people do have rights just as much as we do. Yes, they kind of probably get picked on because they are maybe different color than we are, but they get picked on because here's the reason why, and this is what liberals hate people who are conservative and Republicans and Christian for. One, they get picked on because they actually people of color, of different color, like, gain affiliation because they have been known to be gang affiliated, supposedly. Not all, no, I'm not saying all black people are gang related. You know, they throw up the Crips, Bloods, and all them dumbass signs. They are being affiliated with that because that's what a lot of, the black community that you see happen now is happening, basically, where it's just, oh, somebody comes at you, oh, I'm a Crip, oh, I'm a Blood, what up, Blood, oh, I'm a Crip, what's up, cuz? They do that kind of crap, and watch what happens. They get targeted because they're stupid. Because they're stupid enough to throw this and this up. That's just basically them looking to get targeted because they know that they're going to get targeted for doing it, and they know that they're going to do it, and they know what's going to happen. They get picked on. And when they claim that, oh, we're getting picked on because we're black, well, it's not because you're black. It's possibly because you were maybe affiliated with a gang. Or, they're trying to make sure that you're not affiliated with a gang. It's protection. We got to make sure that, we're not allowing people to get killed here. And then when I hear about, like, oh, well, I'm not a gang banger, I'm black and I'm not part of the gang. And you hear all these other people go, really? What were you like a month ago, Tony or Bob or whoever? You were possibly in a gang, and then now you're out of it, and now the cops kind of expect you not to be throwing up signs? No. They're going to, everyone picks on the black people. Every black person gets killed by white cops. And that's another thing I hear, white people killing black people. Did you know statistically that black people kill each other more than we whites kill blacks? It's true. Look it up. Blacks are killed due to A, gang violence, B, gang affiliation with, or, because stupidity, or they start problems and they don't get, their head put together where they think, oh, and not do it. I'm going to do it anyway. So this is why black people, like the BLM claim that they get picked on, is because they don't stop and think about these things. They think, well, if they get picked on because, hey, somebody of their color, race gets nailed on the news, then that means that we're racists. No, it's just because the news is showing what because the news can bend. And this comes to another thing of that the liberals love bending, not just gender bending, but they love bending truth. We probably got it past a little bit towards this, but what the bending the truth, meaning, like, you will hear them say how CNN kind of tells the truth, and how, how is the media fake news? The only fake news is Fox. Well, if you look at it, doesn't it kind of show you that the media towards, the bends towards, their agenda. So that's why it's called agenda bending. And that's what the liberals do. They twist their agenda either on their side or on the side to actually being the truth. And most of the time you aren't going to get full truth unless you watch Fox News, which Fox is always the most trusted news, not CNN. But, and even with Fox, they bend, they basically will tell what they feel, and it's true. But with every gender bender and every liberal out there, they're going to tell you that Fox Fox News is basically, all Trump supporters. And yeah, but, did you know that actually most of the time Trump supporters Trump actually talked about the BLM and why BLM is being picked on. Trump talked a lot about that stuff, and BLM just doesn't care. Excuse me, they don't care because the news media just wants to turn their attention towards their propaganda, towards their belief. And so liberals, what they will do is, because just like BLM will either watch Chicken Noodle News Network, ABC, MSNBC, ABC, and they will watch those, which are all fake news network, including CNN. They will watch that, and then they will get brainwashed into thinking that this is truth, when all in honesty, it's not truth. It's actual lies that's being propagated into their mind. They're being, brainwashed. So you know how you see the TV where the bad guy brainwashes the guy, and the guy's just sitting there like this? That's they're brainwashing, like Fox, or Fox is doing what it can to basically tell people the truth. But there are times, where it does kind of prove wrong sometimes. But granted, that all media could be wrong. But Fox has told most of the truth. But if you look at like ABC, NBC, CBS, NBC, CNN, Chicken Noodle News Network, or Communist News Network, they bend the truth. And instead of them just making you freeze and go, they put a story, a fake story, on the media news. Starbucks for sitting there. Well, obviously something might have happened a little bit more than what we know. Like, did the blackmail at Starbucks and causing trouble for the company? But of course, Starbucks is a liberal media, is liberal based. So, of course, you would think, well, because Starbucks is liberal, they would not care that you're black and you come in, and then all of a sudden now you have these police officers coming in, hauling a black guy off to jail because, oh, you're sitting in my Starbucks. Well, conservative or Christian, and they didn't agree with anything that Starbucks stand for, but they just go there not to talk politics or protest against Starbucks, but just to sit there, have their coffee, and have a conversation, and then Starbucks has them arrested. That's what liberals are doing. They're literally having Christians and people that are against them arrested and taken away because they're so brainwashed into being a child. That's their child method. And again, we come back to the childness. Their child method is, if you are telling me the truth, I'm going to scream, cry, and complain for half an hour and call you names, and I'm going to start being racist, and I'm going to try to prove how much of a nincompoop I am. And they do prove they're a nincompoop. A lot of times they are a nincompoop. They do prove how much of a nincompoop they are. But because, the media stirs the pot, if you will. The media stirs the pot. And everything that you hear on CNN, ABC, MSNBC, CBS, it's false. It's not real. It's not going to really be true. They're going to blame Trump. They're going to blame somebody. They're going to blame the Republicans. They're going to blame Christians. They're going to blame conservatives. They're going to blame whoever they can. They're going to blame people that they possibly know will be one, that will be blamed, has been blamed for many, many years now, for as long as they've started blaming people now. So they're going to try to point fingers, and they're not going to take the blame. And this is another thing that liberals will do. This is what liberals are, while they're so childish. This is why they're so bad at what they do. When they are being called out for doing something wrong, they don't take the blame. They point the finger at the other person. They take the blame away from them by saying, this person's wrong. This person did it, not me. And then when we all know, okay, well, sorry to say this and hate to burst your onions and, bust your onions here, but we know you did it. You're the one that got called out. You're the one that did it. No, I didn't do it. You did it. This person did it. You're racist. You're a homophobe. You're a bigot. You're, whatever, blah, 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 whatever they want to call you. They again, the childish method comes out to play. And when they do this, I'm going to blame you for this, or I'm going to blame somebody else, or you're a homophobe, you're just, they target you. They nail you with every childish word that they can, like they're in first grade. And this is what they do. This is the other thing that they do, is that they do the first grader method of, he said, she said. And they do like to punch. A lot of times you see on the media, the liberals will punch each other. Or not punch each other, but they'll punch people. They'll block people from getting to wherever they go. Because they're protesting. Because they're becoming more... The media, like CNN, ABC, NSBC, ABC, CNN, all those fake news media outlets don't show that, the liberals are actually doing wrong too. There are conservatives and Republicans. I'm not saying Republicans are not all to blame, because, there are Republicans out there that do bad things. There are conservatives that do bad things. There are Christians that do bad things. There's a lot of religions that do bad things, but mostly, Islamic is really bad, but that's not the subject. There are conservatives, there are Republicans that do bad things. So we conservatives and the it too. It's everyone. But the liberals are not getting the attention that they deserve, because they're the ones that are out there showing more of their childish side than we are. Because the conservatives and Republicans and Christians out there are being very, bottled up, if you will. Some of them are being bottled up. They see, okay, this is what's happening, but I'm not going to, act on it. I'm not going to act upon it. I'm going to hold my temper. I hold my thought. And I'm going to be true to what I know, which is basically, again, the Bible. I'm going to hold what the Bible says, which is, treat others as you shall be treated yourself. So the Bible basically says, treat others as you want to be treated yourself. So the liberals basically, and here's another thing, the liberals, again, do not believe in the Bible. They believe that, the Bible is evil. I don't think all liberals believe in that, but I'm sure there are probably a lot of them that you hear about that are definitely anti-biblical. They will tell you, screw your Bible. Your Bible means nothing. Hell is better. Hail Satan. They will say those things. Because those kind of liberals are the ones that actually are for Satan, not God. Now, you hear a lot of, oh, Satan, Satan's going to help me. Satan's going to do me. God's fake. Those are the kind of liberals that are actually out there running their mouth. And the liberals are asking each other, well, why are we getting pointed? Why are we being blamed for all this crap? Well, you guys are being blamed for all the crap that you do. Here's a couple reasons. One, you're being blamed for all the crap because the other liberals out there, there are liberals out there that are, I'm sure, really good. They are really good liberals. They know, that, okay, Trump won. So suck it up, buttercup. They are sucking it up. They're living their life how they choose to live and respecting others and not giving crap to the other people by punching and being childish. They're just, they teach their children the way that they were taught or that they want to teach their children and not be trying to infringe on others, which is a good liberal. Those are good liberals. There are not many bad liberals that see that, oh, liberals are stupid and yeah, you hear all those liberals are stupid. Yeah, liberals are mentally ill. The ones that are, not all liberals are, mentally ill. It's only the one, and when I say all liberals are mentally ill, I'm referring to the ones that are, homophobe, not homophobe, all the ones that are pretty much, for homosexuality, or not homosexual, pretty much all the ones that you see on the media or that you hear on the YouTube about, like, oh, these people are, being nasty to Christians, they're being nasty to, Trump supporters, they're being nasty to, conservatives, they're being nasty to everyone. They just don't give a darn about, other their their fellow people rights. They just want to infringe their own rights upon other people, and it's wrong. So those are the kind of nasty liberals that are mentally ill. And then you have the liberals that are, okay, well, yeah, okay, Trump won. Great. All right. So, uh, life. Whether or not they believe in God is their choice. And if they do believe in God, then hey, more power to them. That's good. But when you see the liberal, you have liberals out there. You have liberals out there that actually believe in God. And you have, the liberals like that you hear on the media that are just anti-God and basically anti-humane. And they shove veganism, they shove Islamic, and they shove, they shove everything down everything that they throw at you, but you don't have to. Those are the kind of Muslims that are childish. Those are the ones that you see and hear in the media that kind of give the bad reputation of, you hear every Muslim, Islamic people say, oh, we need some more support. Well, you're not going to get more support because you're not doing anything good. You're basically believing in a false prophet who is a child molester who raped a 6-year-old and who molested children, and I think he molested his own child too as well. That's something I'm not going to believe in. I'm not going to follow. But liberals want us to believe that these people are really what they believe in. But I'm not going to judge you and say that hey, that's power to you for what you do. You're right, you're right, you're wrong, you're wrong. We'll see at the end. It's whoever gets there. It's whatever comes to the end happens. I'm not going to say that you're right or wrong, but you could be wrong. But because, the truth, but because it might contradict me because I honestly know that, you read the Quran, you see what it says. You hear what the Quran is speaking of. You know that, you hear all these Muslims say, well, it's true, we're not bad people. I'm sure there are good Muslims out there. I'm sure there are Muslims that probably, they're just lost lambs. They're lost sheep of God. And they believe that, all these people that are hating against me are nasty, nasty people. And then the liberals behind them are saying, oh, you're nasty, Mother Turker. Well, it's because, again, we've proven again, time and time again, that the faith of Muhammad is wrong. It's not them personally that we hate. It's just the faith. And that's why Muslims, you hear this Muslim crap on like you're crapping on Muslims. Your liberals crap on people like us because oh, you're crapping on Muslims. Well, because we're not crapping on the people. We're not crapping on the people that are good. We're not crapping on the Muslims that don't do anything bad. We're just crapping on the, on the bad Muslims. We're after the bad Muslims. We're after the bad people like ISIS and Saddam Hussein and all those terrorists. We're out there to get them, not the good ones, not the ones that follow the rules and they don't do anything to us. They just live their lives. They have their hashad on their head and they continue their life as much as we continue our life. They don't believe that, they're doing anything wrong, but they are just in the wrong faith, and the faith that, again, time and time again has proven it's pretty bad. But, liberals love to bend those things around us and say, we're anti-homophobe and we're anti-Islamic. Well, we know what the truth is, but we hope and pray that the truth comes to them. Whether or not they receive the message that the truth is here and finally has been spread, or the truth is yet to come, we want them to hear us. And this is another thing that Muslims love, or not Muslims, but liberals love doing is they love telling you how much you are wrong and insist that you are wrong, that there is no proof. Well, obviously the Bible has proven time and time again that we are seeing that we are coming down to the nitty-gritty hours. This much hours is coming. That if you live a homosexual life, and if you have, gone against God, then you will be received as a judgment that God can only judge you upon, not me, not anyone else, but God himself will judge you. And they, again, time and time again, try to claim that, there's no proof, but there is proof, and we have here. And the Lord said unto Noah, come thou all my house into the ark, for thee I have seen righteous before me in the generation. So basically, there's a in righteousness. Come Noah, I have seen righteousness, meaning I have seen good and in that word I hear good, meaning righteousness. I have received that word to be very happy. The liberals try to spit on us Christians because they want to try to make us believe in something that we know is true, but they know is probably also true, but they just want to deny the fact that it's true. And I don't want to really pee on their grave and tick them off any more than I probably already have in the last few 49, 50. They really don't like to see the truth. The truth is upon that there is no God for them. There is no savior. There's no way out other than you can be a gender bender, or you can basically face you can face mutinized and trials and humiliation of trials. And I think, I've been hearing a lot of rumors coming soon that, there's going to be the same thing where Christians basically get lined up and they're going to be pretty much killed like the Jews. And if that's true, then that's sad. And, supposedly it might happen where us Christians will get killed. And it's going to be exactly like what happened to the Jews. We are going to die. And I think that when we die, it's going to be now. So.